Welcome to the video blog on our PR Thought Leader interviews. I'm here with Steve Cody, managing partner and co-founder of Peppercom. Welcome to the video blog.
Thank you, Doug. It's good to be here.
It's good to be here. Now, you do a lot besides just run an agency. You've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. You do regular stand-up comedy. But first, I want to get to some of the questions that our viewers are wondering about. What have been the guiding principles that have helped you be so successful?
Well, I think focus on innovation, focus on trying to understand what's keeping our clients up at night, focusing on attracting and retaining the very best people, focusing on a culture where we take our clients' business and our business very seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously at all. So I think you know, not that it's better, but it's definitely different. So it's definitely a different approach than the average public relations firm.
Right, so what is keeping clients and PR professionals, communicators, and businesses up at night?
Well, I would say the number one issue is, from the agency side, the fear of being commoditized by the purchasing agent. Mm-hmm. And I think traditional media relations only firms absolutely are at grave risk of being totally commoditized. So the more strategic, and that word is obviously overused, but the more strategic a counselor the public relations firm can be, the better. As far as what's keeping the client up at night, it's the same old, justifying their existence. More importantly, tying what they do to bottom line results within the organization, especially in an economic downturn. Right. So I don't think that's changed dramatically, but when the wallets are being tightened, that pain is being exacerbated.
Now, is this an opportunity for PR with wallets tightened? Advertising usually gets disproportionately more of the money, perhaps is less effective in this environment where authenticity is what's valued.
Well, I think advertising is in full retreat. I think it's really yesterday's medium. I think we're looking at an entire industry that's trying to figure out how to retrofit its business model. So that affords opportunities for us, but at the same time, we being PR, aren't necessarily seen as the digital solution that we should be. Digital has obviously proven itself to be the most cost-effective one-to-one marketing tool, but most public relations firms still aren't seen as the go-to source. It's the interactive firm, it's the advertising agency, et cetera. So there's a great opportunity out there, but few public relations firms have figured out how do I get to take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, one of my takes on that is that the firms previously known as service firms, that's all going to merge because any PR firm worth its salt is going to have to become a content creator in this new environment. So we're really all content creators. The difference is with PR, we have to earn its outreach in some cases, or now there's a blend of buying and earning.
I think it's understanding the dialogue and where the dialogue is going and how best to engage in that dialogue. And, you know, without naming names, obviously there are any number of public relations firms that have gotten themselves into deep water by not being genuine in this new Web 2.0 environment.
And feel free to name names, because I can just put that in the highlights, so it'll really help for search.
No, I want to live a long life.
Okay, well, I don't think they would take it that
I think one or two of them might.
Which might help us figure out who they might be. That'll just be our clue for you right there. 3 to 5 years from now, what's Peppercom going to be doing for clients? What's out there that we don't even think about now, but that you're thinking about and trying to get your clients to and your staff to do?
Yeah, I don't know that it's anything dramatic. I think it's more about where is the conversation going. And how best to participate in that conversation. So, you know, I couldn't make any bold predictions about what sort of technology we might be engaged in. I think it's more about the fact that classic public relations is in a rapid, not even evolutionary mode right now, it's revolutionary. So, you know, I think it's really what will the dialogue look like. And I think what you can look at from Peppercom is to, you know, as always, if there's one thing we're really good at, it's staying at the cutting edge and figuring out not only where is it going, but what is our unique opportunity? Right. What's the white space that Peppercom can own? So it's going to be about conversation. I can't tell you specifically what that conversation will look like, but we'll own a space in that conversation.
And that's changing from messaging.
Oh, absolutely. It's got almost nothing to do with messaging. It's got everything to do with engaging in conversation so that you are building A, awareness, B, trust, and hopefully some sort of purchase decision after the previous two have been established.
Yeah, now you've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and I can't really go there because I think I just climbed a big hill in New Jersey recently, but maybe there's more of a similarity where I've sort of dabbled in stand-up comedy once. You do it regularly. What do you get from that, and what does that inform your business?
I get high blood pressure. No, what I get from it is a lot of intangibles that I bring to the workplace, that I've always brought to the workplace, but I think they've been more finely tuned and sharpened, and that is reading nonverbals, picking up on an audience, and an audience could be a new business presentation, it could be a staff meeting, it could be any number of different types of interactions, but because, as you know, because there's only you in front of that audience, you are down to the essential. You must be able to communicate. You must be able to connect. So it's really, I think, sharpened my senses in terms of if something's not going right, if something's going really well, how to continue to stay on that roll. So there are a lot of subtleties and nuances that I've been able to bring into the workplace.
Interesting and helpful. Now, is there a way that being humorous can inform the communications? Are clients open to it? And we know obviously you can have a successful stand-up sidebar career. Most people can't. Is it a big risk trying to be funny, or is that something you try and bring to the table on behalf of your clients' communications?
I think chemistry is critical to any client-agency relationship. So I think clients select agencies because that's the group that they perceive they'd like to work with. So obviously you have to be able to read the audience, and there are definitely clients that don't necessarily find what they do or find the client-agency relationship necessarily humorous.
Right.
But, there are any number of clients that, one in particular, which is probably our largest, specifically selected us to participate in the search because of our podcast and because of how much fun we have on the podcast. So they said in selecting us, A, we like the fact that you were doing this a year and a half, 2 years ago. B, we really like the irreverence. So, and we're actually still working with them.
Awesome. And I think that's a key message, one that I try and distinguish with clients is, sure, your product is serious, what you do is serious, but don't take yourself seriously.
Amen.
That's the key way to become
Amen. And that's
authentic.
the number one problem I have with Ed Moed, my partner. He takes himself too seriously.
Yeah, and Ed's a veteran of the video blog, and I did notice that, which was good.
Yeah, he needs to loosen up a little.
Yeah, I think, well, hopefully this will get him loosening up, and we've had people coming after you. You're worried about that. Obviously, I didn't share that fear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
No, I have a
engaged in this
bodyguard,
line.
so I'm not as worried as I used to be.
That sounds very good. And any final thought for young people getting into the field?
Yeah.
Where can they be most valuable?
Well, I think again, I think this field is absolutely still in an embryonic stage. I think it's definitely increasing in terms of its credibility, the need on the client side. Fundamentals. I mean, it's all about living, eating, and breathing news. If you're not a news junkie, you shouldn't be in this business. Writing is becoming more and more of a precious commodity because fewer and fewer people write well. So written communications is critical. And those people that really succeed are going to be the ones who can somehow figure out a way to think beyond the 9 to 5, not that it's 9 to 5, but the day-to-day account relationship and ask the question, what if, or why not, whether it's about their client or whether it's about their agency. Those are the people who really advance to the top of the field.
Great. Well, thanks for being with us for the PR Thought Leader series.
My pleasure, Doug. Thanks for having me.